Hey, I can't believe I'm doing this. I'm going to say Marvel's marketing finally did something right this year. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm saying that. Hey, Norb, Silver Age, we comment on stuff that goes back to comic book films and Golden Age of TV and all that. So, what did they do right? But they did something right on top of something they did wrong. The wrong thing they did is lately, you probably see all these little snippet commercials that popped up in the last week and a half, 2 weeks, really telling you more things about this overall movie First Steps than we care to even want to know. But one of the things they did talk about that maybe we can tolerate is Mole Man. And so Mole Man is the first adventure that they did in the comic books, and also what they're talking about in this great little thing that they just released. They just released last week at the comic book stores. Fantastic Four First Steps. Actually, you can see it actually has the actors on there from the movie. And they have the actor, good stuff, the costumes being very accurate. We also have the monster. We don't see anywhere on here the Mole Man, but this is associated with the Mole Man coming up and attacking New York / the planet. So that's kind of cool. So they're marketing that. Then look at this. They do a little other marketing thing on the back about a pop. Akaria. Crazy-ish name, but hey, whatever. But in here, there's a couple other things that they talk about that I think is really kind of cool. And here it says, from the Future Foundation, which is something the Fantastic Four creates in this movie. And it says, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but to all readers, dreamers, scientists, and heroes of tomorrow, it is my distinct pleasure and privilege in my role as Chief of Staff, not me, for the Future Foundation associated with the Marvel Comics Group to present this, the Fantastic Four University Adventure comic. There we go. And Chief of Staff signed it. There's more and more stuff. Once again, kind of cool stuff here. Cool. And basically, this is sort of a predecessor for what happens in the movie, a little bit. A lot, actually. It doesn't go through gyrations of taking them to space, getting cosmic rays. It does reference that. It references the fact they went basically in hiding because Reed was fearful that either they had radiation, they infect somebody, or they were not going to be able to accept in society. But then the Mole Man, he didn't know it was a Mole Man at the time, crashed through from the Earth of New York. But then also in here, we have more cool stuff. Look at this cool stuff. We got cool stuff. It's a little bit, try to get this thing out of here. This is join the Flaming Hearts Club. Keep the flame alive by joining the best Johnny Storm fan club today. It even has Flaming Hearts fan club, little cutout thing, and a box, 6R5 New York City. Now, obviously, that's not a real thing, but it also says all this other kind of cool stuff. Free bonuses, stuff we used to read in comic books. And then it takes you through the encounter. First encounter, meeting Mole Man's people and meeting a monster coming up and demonstrating a little bit of each one of their powers, the stretching capabilities, Sue's ability to put force fields around things, Ben's strength, and obviously Johnny Storm's flames. And then, oh yeah, I forgot about this. Look at this. Look at this in this page. See this? There's a fantastic car. Yay! That fantastic car, even says fantastic car. Fly to new heights and style and all new. Awesome. Kind of awesome. It looks really cool. You know, by the way, you can get this whole thing. This is real now I'm talking about. This is all real. Came in the comic book stores, probably in some other like convenience stores and that kind of stuff. grab it for yourself and your kids. This fills in the gaps before the movie and tells you a little bit about who the mole man is and what they were doing. And then here's another little thing that's in this thing. A note from me, conversation with Reed Richards to the School of Science newsletter. Talks about all sorts of stuff. It talks about recommended reading. Goes on a lot. Shows him in his astronaut's uniform. Cool. Also cool. And then we get to go down to the caves of Subterranea, see Mole Man and all the minions. So that's kind of cool stuff. And then, hey, look at this. This part is actually kind of cool and new. Is awesome. Here we have an actual sticker that you remove it, has a QR code that'll take you to get a digital copy of this. Now, I'm not pulling that off because I like to keep the value of the comic book for myself. Then there's this other little thing. Johnny talks from his heart. So there's a little conversation with Johnny Storm. He has a few things and goes, here's one question. What's your idea of a perfect date? Something spontaneous, a surprise picnic at the beach or a late night drive with the top down. Do you have a fitness regime? I love keeping fit, but I try not to do it too strict about it. I just do whatever feels good. So that's interesting. And then a little bit later, they go through the nuances of how they capture Mole Man, how he kind of surrenders, and then how he basically tells Fantastic Four, hey, there's more than just one society on the planet. There's our society as well. You need to treat us equally and fairly. And then they decide to do that. They come to some sort of agreement. And I think that's maybe part of this future foundation thing they created. And you read through this future foundation thing, there's, the actors, Pedro Pascal, Vanessa Kirby, Joseph Quinn, Eben Moss Baccarat, Paul Walter Hauser, Cyril Niles. That's all in there. And you get this. Cool, very cool. Now, what I'm disappointed with is, I think this was a great enough teaser because I think early on in the trailers that came out, this was a good enough teaser. I think what came out in the trailers earlier, before they started spoiling stuff, we knew that there was a history. And this fills in a history. I think filling this history is good. So, Marvel, this is good. I'm glad you did this. Awesome. Came out, I think it was supposedly July 3rd, but it really hit my comic book store last week. I just picked it up over the weekend. So, guys, I want to hear your thoughts. What do you think? Do you think Marvel's finally got it together on marketing? I don't think so. Just in this one thing, maybe. And let me know if you got this. Let me know your thoughts. Norb with Silver Age, please like and subscribe to our channel. We're young and growing.